Food security is a critical concept that has evolved over the decades. In the 1970s, it was mainly about having enough food available at all times. However, economist Amartya Sen introduced the idea of entitlements, emphasizing not just the availability but also the access to food. Today, food security means that everyone at all times has physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to lead an active and healthy life. This includes the ability to afford food and the assurance that it is available and accessible, especially for the most vulnerable populations. The eradication of poverty is essential to improve access to food for all. Food security is more than just having enough to eat. It has three main dimensions: availability, accessibility, and affordability. Availability refers to the production, import, and storage of food within a country. Accessibility means that food is within reach of every person, regardless of where they live. Affordability ensures that individuals have enough resources to buy safe and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs. These dimensions work together to ensure that everyone can lead a healthy life, and any disruption in one can threaten food security. Natural disasters like earthquakes, droughts, floods, and tsunamis can severely affect food security. When a calamity strikes, food production often drops, leading to shortages in affected areas. As a result, food prices rise, making it difficult for many people, especially the poor, to afford basic necessities. If such situations persist or cover large areas, they can lead to starvation and even famine. Ensuring food security means being prepared for such emergencies and having systems in place to support those in need. Famine is a severe situation where widespread deaths occur due to starvation and diseases caused by contaminated food and water. The most devastating famine in India was the Bengal famine of 1943, which claimed the lives of around 3 million people. The hardest hit were agricultural laborers, fishermen, transport workers, and other casual laborers who could not afford the skyrocketing prices of rice. Famines highlight the importance of ensuring food security for all, especially the most vulnerable. Food security is essential because the poorest sections of society are often food insecure, especially during times of crisis. Even those above the poverty line can become food insecure when disasters strike. Ensuring food security means making sure that enough food is available, everyone can afford it, and there are no barriers to access. This is crucial for the well-being of the entire population and for preventing tragedies like famine. In India, food insecurity affects a large section of the population. The worst affected are landless people, traditional artisans, self-employed workers, and destitutes, including beggars. In urban areas, families with members in ill-paid or casual jobs are most at risk. Social factors also play a role, with scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and some other backward classes being more vulnerable due to poor land holdings or low productivity. Natural disasters and migration further increase the risk of food insecurity. Ramu is a casual agricultural laborer in Raipur village. His family survives on seasonal work, with his eldest son looking after cattle and his wife working part-time as a house cleaner. During the off-season, Ramu is often unemployed for about 4 months, forcing his family to struggle for basic meals. Sometimes his children go to bed hungry. Ramu's story highlights how seasonal unemployment in agriculture can lead to food insecurity, even if nothing as severe as a famine is happening. Even though India has not experienced a famine like Bengal since independence, famine-like conditions still exist in some areas. Natural calamities and pandemics, such as COVID-19, have disrupted food supply chains and impacted economic activity, making food security a continuing challenge. Restrictions on movement and economic slowdowns can quickly turn food insecurity into a crisis for vulnerable populations. Ahmad is a rickshaw puller in Bangalore who migrated with his family in search of work. His income is irregular, and his family's survival depends on his daily earnings. Fortunately, Ahmad has a yellow PDS card, which allows him to buy essentials like wheat, rice, sugar, and kerosene at subsidized rates. This support helps him manage during tough times, showing the importance of government intervention in ensuring food security for the urban poor. Hunger is a key indicator of food insecurity. It can be chronic, caused by consistently inadequate diets, or seasonal, linked to cycles of food production and employment. Chronic hunger is common among the poor who cannot afford enough food for survival. Seasonal hunger affects rural areas during agricultural off-seasons and urban areas when casual work is scarce. Both types of hunger highlight the need for robust food security systems. Over the years, India has made significant progress in reducing both chronic and seasonal hunger. Data shows a steady decline in the percentage of households experiencing hunger, both in rural and urban areas. This improvement is largely due to government interventions, increased food production, and targeted welfare programs. However, continued efforts are needed to eliminate hunger completely. Since independence, India has focused on achieving self-sufficiency in food grains. The Green Revolution, especially in wheat and rice production, transformed Indian agriculture. High-yielding varieties and improved farming techniques led to record harvests, making India self-sufficient in food grains. This achievement has helped the country avoid famines, even during adverse weather conditions. India's food grain production has steadily increased over the decades. Graphs and data show significant growth, with total production reaching over 310 million tons in recent years. States like Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, and West Bengal have contributed majorly to wheat and rice production. This growth ensures a stable supply of food, even during challenging times. Buffer stock refers to the reserves of food grains, mainly wheat and rice, procured by the government through the Food Corporation of India, FCI. The government buys surplus produce from farmers at a minimum support price and stores it in granaries. This stock is used to distribute food in deficit areas and among the poor at subsidized rates, helping to stabilize prices and ensure food availability during emergencies. Public Distribution System, PDS, is a government initiative to distribute food grains and other essentials through regulated ration shops. With over 5.5 lakh shops across the country, PDS ensures that poor families can buy food at prices lower than the market rate. Any family with a ration card can access these benefits, making PDS a cornerstone of India's food security strategy. Rationing in India began in the 1940s during the Bengal famine. It was revived in the 1960s due to food shortages, and later strengthened in the 1970s with new food intervention programs. Over time, the system has evolved to target the poor more effectively, with special schemes like the Integrated Child Development Services and Food for Work programs. These initiatives have played a vital role in improving food security. In 1997, the Targeted Public Distribution System, TPDS, was introduced to focus benefits on the poor. For the first time, a differential pricing policy was adopted, offering lower prices to those below the poverty line. Special schemes like Antyodaya Anna Yojana and Annapurna scheme were launched to support the poorest and indigent senior citizens. These targeted efforts have made food security programs more efficient and impactful. The National Food Security Act, 2013, marked a major step in ensuring food and nutritional security for all Indians. Under this act, 75% of the rural population and 50% of the urban population are eligible for subsidized food grains. The act aims to provide affordable food and enable people to live with dignity, making food security a legal right for millions. PDS has been effective in stabilizing prices and making food affordable for millions. It has helped prevent widespread hunger and famine by moving food from surplus to deficit regions. However, challenges remain, such as overflowing go-downs, wastage, and malpractices like diversion of grains to the open market. Continuous reforms and better management are needed to maximize the impact of PDS. In recent years, the stock of wheat and rice with the government has far exceeded the minimum buffer norms. While this ensures food availability, it also leads to high carrying costs, wastage, and deterioration of grain quality. Managing buffer stocks efficiently is crucial to avoid unnecessary losses and ensure that surplus food reaches those who need it most. Minimum Support Price, MSP, is the price at which the government purchases crops from farmers to ensure they get a fair income. MSP encourages farmers to produce more, especially wheat and rice, and helps maintain buffer stocks. However, rising MSPs have also led to increased costs for the government and environmental concerns due to intensive farming in certain regions. Recent data shows a decline in per-person rice consumption in both rural and urban India, while the consumption of PDS rice and wheat has increased. This shift indicates that more people are relying on subsidized food grains from the PDS, highlighting its importance in ensuring food security for the poor. Despite their importance, ration shops face several issues. Dealers sometimes divert grains to the open market for higher profits, sell poor quality grains, or open shops irregularly. These malpractices lead to unsold stocks and reduce the effectiveness of the PDS. Addressing these problems is essential for improving food security. Cooperatives play a vital role in food security, especially in southern and western India. They run fair price shops, provide milk and vegetables at controlled rates, and support local farmers. Examples include Mother Dairy in Delhi and Amul in Gujarat. In Maharashtra, NGOs like the Academy of Development Science have set up grain banks, helping communities manage food shortages effectively. Innovative interventions like grain banks and capacity building by NGOs have strengthened food security in many regions. These efforts, often in partnership with local communities, help ensure that food is available during emergencies and that vulnerable groups have access to essentials. Such models are being replicated across the country to enhance resilience. Food security in India is ensured when all citizens have access to enough nutritious food, can afford it, and face no barriers in obtaining it. The government has developed a comprehensive system involving buffer stocks, the PDS, and various poverty alleviation programs. Cooperatives and NGOs also play a significant role. However, challenges like malpractices, wastage, and regional disparities remain, requiring ongoing efforts and innovation. Several government schemes contribute to food security, including the Integrated Child Development Services, ICDS, Food for Work FFW, Midday Meals, and Antyodaya Anna Yojana AAY. These programs target different vulnerable groups, providing food, nutrition, and employment support. Their combined impact has been crucial in reducing hunger and improving nutrition across the country. Food insecurity is not evenly spread across India. Economically backward states, tribal and remote areas, and regions prone to natural disasters have higher rates of food insecurity. States like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, and parts of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra account for the largest number of food insecure people. Addressing these disparities is essential for nationwide food security. Subsidies are payments made by the government to keep consumer prices low while ensuring fair income for producers. In the context of food security, subsidies help make essential food items affordable for the poor, while supporting farmers through guaranteed prices. However, managing subsidies efficiently is important to avoid wastage and ensure that benefits reach those who need them most. India has made great strides in ensuring food security, but challenges remain. Issues like malpractices in ration shops, regional disparities, environmental concerns, and changing consumption patterns need ongoing attention. Strengthening monitoring, improving storage and distribution, and supporting innovative community-based solutions will be key to achieving food security for all in the future.